What's up, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, and the overall markets. I'm going to break down some very important levels to watch for and how things are looking, in my opinion, approaching the upcoming week and what's happening with the markets. But just note that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And don't forget to smash the like button. Anyways, when it comes to the way the market is moving, the market started off with a little bit of a dip only to recover. And at the end of the day, we saw a big squeeze. And I think that's going into next week, the market has even more upside potential for new all-time highs for the S&P 500, for ES and futures, very similar to that. So I'm going to be looking for more upside. I think that may help NIO. We'll see how NIO reacts to this gap down here. We might come down to fill this and we'll see if we get a bounce. But so far, I think that there's going to be a lot of catalysts coming out. One thing worth mentioning for NIO is that not only do they have new product launches coming out with the Envo L60, but simultaneously, you have to look at what's happening with Firefly. They have another product coming out by the end of the year. And then we also have earnings for Thursday. Excuse me. On Thursday, we have earnings. That's going to be very important. So that's going to cause a big move in NIO, in my opinion, as well. I can't wait to see what their guidance looks like. So expect some high volatility. Now, when it comes to the market, I just want to say that for next week, it's going to be pretty big. The market's going to be closed on a Monday, September 2nd, 2024, in commemoration of Labor Day. That's going to be closed, so there's not going to be trading on Monday here in the U.S. markets. But for Tuesday, we have some manufacturing numbers coming out. This might cause some volatility. For Wednesday, we have some JOLTS job openings and job quits reports coming out. And then for Thursday, we have more ISM services data coming out. That's going to be important, causing volatility for that sector. And then besides that, for Friday, we have the unemployment numbers. That's going to be a pretty big catalyst as well. So we have quite a bit of data coming out every single day. The first couple of days aren't as significant as the last 2 days. But don't forget the market's closed for Monday, and that's what we're seeing for data. Right now, greed is making up the majority of sentiment, and yes, we are in the green as well. We look very, very bullish, in my personal opinion, looking at all the charts. I think momentum is back at greed. We're seeing a lot of greed that's building, and I think this may push for extreme greed soon. I think that the put and call option ratio could be dipping a little bit as we're going to see a little bit more of a short squeeze. And excuse me, I think that this might start dipping because of the fact that we're going to be looking for a lot more call buying, and we're going to start to see institutions hedging by closing shorts. So I think that may cause some upside. For the VIX is also in a neutral place. It's looking kind of bearish to me. This could help the market push. For NIO, as far as things go, we're talking about a lot of news that's coming out right here about how NIO is also talking about the future of the electrical grid industry and how they're trying to transform the energy sector. There's going to be a lot of talk about this very soon, so you guys can watch it on their Twitter page and also at other places. There's been some talk about NIO's Firefly, which is going to be ready by the end of the year, which has a very, very nice smart driving system, which will be very useful in different areas, especially in Europe and such. So that's something else that's worth noting. On top of this, we have about 62.8 million in volume. That's well above average. Not to mention, Bank of America Securities is giving us a neutral rating. The price risk ratio is also kind of down here right now. So this is showing that NIO has a little bit of weakness compared to the market, but it's doing a great job thus far. So what do I think is going to happen to the share price? It depends on if we can break this 200 EMA or not. I think we may dip a little bit to fill this gap. Then we could be looking for a nice bounce approaching earnings. As we have this big imbalance to fill, we have a nice double bottom. We have a nice Wyckoff styled accumulation structure. So generally, this does lead to upside. So I'm hoping that NIO holds above 3.97. We could dip towards that. As long as we bounce off that, we could rebound. If we lose 3.97, there's going to be a risk of a dip, but I think we might try to rebound, start pushing higher. I think we're going to try to fill this imbalance above because of the market pushing higher. Now, my view of the market is very bullish. On the 4-hour and the daily time frames are looking very bullish as we got a nice candlestick on SPY. And on the daily charts, we're not only approaching all-time highs, but we have a very bullish looking daily candlestick. I think we're easily going to 565 on SPY, then 568. And we may be getting very close to the 570s. The chart looks bullish in my personal opinion. For others out there like Nvda, like I said, we're holding our key support at 117. We're trying to rebound. We could be looking for move back up to about 122. Bitcoin came down a bit. It's just kind of consolidating right over here. We'll be watching to see if we can reclaim 60,000 or not, but it's just consolidating, so give it some time. ES is looking bullish. We're trying to break out of this range. I think if we do so, we're going to be coming back up towards this imbalance. I think ES is going to launch higher to about the 5,700s. That's going to bring SPY to new all-time highs. For Tesla, we're looking bullish. Got a nice break right over here. We're trying to bounce off our 200 EMA on the daily time frame. And on the 4-hour time frame, we're looking more bullish for a nice accumulation structure. So we're going to be looking for a breakout for Tesla stock. I think there's a very good chance this is going to play out. And I think that with the inverse head and shoulders, Tesla's easily going to be launching for at least 220 next week, if not higher. So look for a little bit of a rebound. For NQ, it looks more bullish with the inverse head and shoulders. I think we could be pushing for the highs at 19,700, which is going to drag the QQQ up higher. We also have a nice accumulation structure on the QQQ. We're going up to about 477. If we break that, I think the 480s are coming. We look more bullish to me. Apple dipped a bit. It's looking a little bit weaker, but it is possibly dip a little bit lower. It's about 228 before it tries to rebound. But I think that it might slowly try to push its way up higher. And if you look at the, excuse me, if you look at the charts, we're getting a little bit tighter, so I think we might dip a little bit and consolidate. But later on, we could attempt to fill this gap into the mid 230s. For the IWM Russell 2000, we look a little bit more bullish, especially on the 4-hour as we're gaining momentum on the PPO. And I think that we may attempt to push higher if we break past the 220 resistance. If that breaks, we're going to be looking for basically the 222 area. Now, if we lose 218, we could be dipping, but this is favoring the upside. This to me looks a little bit more bullish. So I think that there's a good chance that this may continue to pump. For Coinbase, Coinbase is trying to rebound right here, forming a double bottom. I think that's what's going to happen is it is possible we dip a little bit more for coin as Bitcoin's a little bit weak. It is possible we fill this gap next week for this 178 area, then we try to rebound after that. So it's still possible it dips a little bit before we try to rebound. But Amazon, unlike the other cryptos out there, this is bullish. Looks like it's trying to break the 200 EMA. I think we're going to try to fill some balance, go up to the 180s by next week. Meta dipped a little bit. Now it's getting tighter. I think we could be looking for the 525 area. Microsoft looks bullish to me. It's going to try to fill this imbalance for 420. Google looks more bullish. It's trying to push for, in my opinion, the 166 area. So, with that being said, the market looks bullish. I think Google's trying to rebound, forming a nice inverse head and shoulders here. There's going to be a nice push coming towards 166, then 168. So, I think there's going to be a bounce coming. So, in my view, approaching NIO's earnings with the market trying to push, if we do dip a little bit, we might dip a little bit towards this 50 EMA. But with the double bottom forming, there's a good chance NIO is going to try to bounce and start pushing higher for this pump. As long as we hold above 3.97 or we get a bounce off of that 50 EMA. So I think we might retrace a bit and start pushing. I think we might be looking for a nice push approaching its earnings. We have this imbalance to fill. So if we get back above our 200 EMA at 4.2, we're easily going to be going all the way up for that imbalance fill, taking us up to 4.5. So it might be a nice bounce coming to NIO. So we'll see how things go. With that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Get ready for earnings coming out, and I'll see you guys very soon for another update. I might give you guys an update on either Sunday or Monday. Monday for sure I'll be back, but Sunday we'll see about that. If I post anything on Saturday or Sunday, I will most likely not be posting for Saturday, but we'll see about Sunday. Until then, guys, if you don't see any videos from me on Saturday, it's going to be fine. I'll be back Monday for sure. So I thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great day. I'll be back either on Sunday or Monday for more updates. And until then, I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend for those Americans out there. It's going to be a fun weekend. We have a 3-day holiday. So have fun. Do what you have to do, guys. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Thank you for listening and peace out.